Ah, Pokémon. This franchise has such great music. We can all agree on that, right? Pokémon Sword and Shield have finally arrived. Not in the way we were expecting it to, but it did arrive nonetheless. And with it came an entire soundtrack in tow. I will say before I start this top 10 video that it contains spoilers for Pokémon Sword and Shield. If you haven't beaten Pokémon Sword and Shield yet, I highly recommend you save this video for later. It'll still be here, don't you worry. Or you just didn't get the game and don't care about spoilers. In that case, feel free to gather around and listen to my tale. A top 10 tale of musical proportions. The top 10 music tracks in Pokémon Sword and Shield. Number 10, Postwick. Quite fitting to start off a top 10 list with the first town theme you hear in the game. Postwick's melody has a very classic feel to it, and while it is good, it also has a detrimental side. The reason it is good is because it is both welcoming and inviting, which I feel a starting town in Pokemon should always be. A familiar feel really helps in jumping into a brand new adventure, like filing taxes. Imagine if they played this song while you filed taxes. That would either make taxes amazing or ruin Pokemon for you. The detrimental side comes in the fact that it can kinda come across as, let's be honest, generic. You have definitely heard this theme before in other Pokemon games. I mean, not literally, just, you know, themes that are like it, akin to it. But it does just enough to leave an impression, and I have no doubt in a couple years that this theme will already be nostalgic. And not just because it sounds too much like town themes you've already heard. Number 9, Glimwood Tangle. Glimwood Tangle has such an awesome atmosphere, and the soundtrack that plays is so otherworldly. Makes you feel like you're exploring a dungeon. A mysterious dungeon, you might say? And that is the reason why I feel such an appreciation for this unique soundtrack, because it is so unique. Someone could put this as the background music to a scene in Home Alone and no one would be any the wiser. The track comes across as simultaneously intriguing with a mix of an ominous feel to it, like you're exploring this place. You're not sure what you will find, but whatever you do find will be something to remember. Even if that something is a pair of trainers that go blah blah blah, something about railroads and love. Battle us now! Number 8, Zacian and Zamazenta's battle theme. I have a confession to make.
That you didn't buy Sword and Shield?
No, not that one! I don't want them knowing that one! I have a confession to make regarding Zacian and Zamazenta. I kinda didn't like them. Now, I wasn't feigning excitement when they were revealed, I just expected more from the mascots of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I didn't like how they looked the same, or how they were literally just two big wolves and not something more mythical. But oh boy, I don't know what it is, but seeing their form entitled the Hero of Many Battles looks so good on both of them. I don't know why this sold me on them, but it just kinda did. For some reason, I finally just got it with these two. Though I think the two canines must have heard me hating, because if that wasn't enough, they played me the song of their people. And let me tell ya, an instrument that is the howl of a Galarian husky is a surefire way to get me to like something. Apparently, Zacian and Zamazenta's battle theme is a perfect mix of intimidating and epic. And I can say with confidence that these two mascots got a very appropriate theme for these games. Number 7, Bike Minigame. At least that's what I'm calling it. I've just kind of like looked on YouTube and I can't really discern what this is supposed to be called, so I'm just gonna call it Bike Minigame. Alright, so yeah, Bike Minigame. So evidently, Game Freak must have had a break-in to their office building. But instead of the burglar taking something, he must have ended up leaving something. This soundtrack. Yes, I'm implying that Mario Kart 8's wonderful composer Ryo Nagamitsu must have had some sort of influence to this track. And that's a good thing, because more variety in any sort of soundtrack is a-okay with me. Having such a fast pace and upbeat tune really conveys just how awesome the bike is in this generation. So awesome that it comes with the capacity to ride it on water now. Sorry, Oak. Again, though, that familiar feeling really helps, because holy smokes, for a minigame that involves going as fast as you can to hit some balloons, I could think of no better soundtrack than one that reminds me of Mario Kart. Or, no, I'm lying actually. A better soundtrack for a minigame that involves going as fast as you can to hit some balloons would probably be Diddy Kong Racing.
I am the genie of the island.
Oh boy.
I'm here to help you.
Number 6, Wild Pokemon Battle Theme. Pokemon Sword and Shield's version of the Wild Battle theme arrives with a worthy fanfare to take its place among its kin. I think Wild Pokemon Battle themes are probably some of the hardest tracks to compose of in all of Pokemon. This is because they are the track you hear the most in-game. So not only do they have to be catchy, but they also have to grab your focus without being annoying. Lots of pressure here. But this theme does all of that and adds drums you would hear in Generation 5. So Sword and Shield's version made the jump and stuck the landing. 10 out of 10. Or 6 out of 10. Actually, how would that work? I can't rate it 10 out of 10 because it's only 6 on this list, and this is a list of the best soundtracks in the game, but then again, it would only imply the soundtrack doesn't. Number 5, Circhester. I have another confession to make. My other confession is admittedly I'm not too much of a fan of the overworld tracks in this game. I don't know what it is, but some of the town themes just, they don't click with me as well as past generations have. It seems they are either overly bombastic or just not all too memorable. But holy smokes, Circhester has an absolutely gorgeous tune. The soft strums of the guitar mixed with those bells, the way it's taking its time for proper build-up, the part that sounds straight from Fire Emblem Awakening. Beautiful. I would place it at number 1 on this list if this list was solely focused on music and areas and towns, but spoiler alert, the rest of this list will consist of battle themes. But don't think ill of this theme being at number 5. It is good to slow down and take a breather. It makes me want to sit in camp and listen to this melody when in Circhester. I don't know, it just, you feel at peace. Until Cinderace punt kicks Togepi. Number 4, Eternatus Battle Theme. So one of the things that Sword and Shield does in the best way possible is have phases to their music. Basically, depending on the part of the battle, the music will change and alter depending on what is happening. Well, when you fight the literal world-ending Pokemon called Eternatus, it actually has musical changes based on the part of the fight that is going on. Not only are the first versions of its battle theme actually a bop, it truly demonstrates something Pokemon doesn't do so often. A dangerous boss fight with a Pokemon itself. But I wouldn't have put this on the list. There are better ones on the soundtrack. Forgive me, Beats Encounter theme. But then, everything changed when Zacian and Zamazenta showed up to help. Goodness me. The timing of the music and the pace of the scene was truly incredible to witness. Sword and Shield in this moment demonstrated something no other Pokemon had done before. Have both mascots help you take down an even bigger threat.
Is this a crossover episode?
Does that affect the quality of the soundtrack for me? It might. I just love it when Pokemon tries original ideas out. And oh man, this track just makes you scream out how much you want to save the world with the anime doggos. Oh, and in case you were wondering, it has the wolf howls in it too. I mean, come on, this song was designed to be loved by everything and everyone. And every dog. Number 3, Marnie's battle theme. I love Marnie, probably too much. All things considered, I am very likely a member of Team Yell itself. Let's see, loud, annoying, hating on things that are out of my control. Boo! Go back to composing music. Yeah, I think I'm Team Yell. Marnie's battle theme is great. Like, undisputedly great. Fits the character of an edgy tryhard that doesn't understand a frilly dress and pink bows entirely clash with her greaser jacket. But then again, I guess that is the point to Marnie herself. Tough exterior, but a very sweet girl underneath. Same with this theme. You expect the edge, but get a tempo that conveys the fight will be a fair one between two Pokemon trainers. Marnie nor her theme are not part of the same toxicity that make up her, fan base. It also helps that there is chanting in this theme. Chanting. Like legit stadium chanting. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Team Yell themselves or what, but jeez, it fits like no one's business. Or at least, fits a lot more than Marnie's oversized shoes. Number 2, Chairman Rose's battle theme.
Don't you realize, hero, it was me all along?
Johnson Smith.
Okay, obvious Disney villain plot twist aside, Chairman Rose has one of the most intimidating and epic battle themes I have ever heard. Aside from the fact that the dude grew his facial hair in 3 different places, he seems very good at keeping track of things. Evil chanting in Latin? Check. Ominous deep bass? Check. Piano purposely going for the keys that make it sound the most scary? Check. Though in hindsight, I guess he's not very good at keeping the fact that he is evil on the down low. Who didn't see that coming? Oh, really? Well, good for you. The aesthetic of the fight goes a long way as well. The timing of his expressions, how he looks at the Pokeball as the chanting hymns start. I have never witnessed Pokemon actually choreograph a scene on the music this well. Usually they just throw up the scene and just have the music play and trust the music will sound great regardless. And they are correct in assuming that, but dang it, there's so many missed opportunities. For example, in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Archie and Maxie's themes aren't timed. Watch this. Isn't that so much better? Don't worry guys, I know I went off subject, but I'll bring it home right now. Timing is everything, and all these variables just escalated Rose's battle theme from being amazing to legendary. Plus the guy even claps for you when you win. Talk about classy, or at least classy enough for a man that stands menacingly as he sends out a giant Caporaja to battle you.
No, that bit's over. We're not doing that anymore.
Number 1. Gym Leader battle theme. I'm about to be real for just a second. Wasn't the biggest fan of this theme at first, but once I started to listen to it, I slowly began to appreciate it. And that appreciation eventually turned to liking it, and then evolved into loving it. Just like I brought up before, I love how the theme transforms depending on the stages of the fight. Especially when you're on your last Pokemon. What a beat! How epic. I guess this is on me for not expecting music you would hear at a rave to be epic, but it really is, though I gotta say, this theme is good, but I don't know, it's not like it has the same sort of chanting we heard shades of in Marnie's theme or anything. You win! You win it all! You win it all, Gym Leader Battle Theme! You win! I think that at the end of the day, you just have to realize this theme does not try to understand you. Instead, it forces you to understand it. And in doing what it set out to accomplish, I would say it succeeded with flying colors. As you can see, Pokemon Sword and Shield come with a smorgasbord of interesting soundtracks, epic battle themes, and really atmospheric melodies. I do hope you enjoyed listening to them as I have bringing them up and talking over them. Now then, I have to make another confession. Confession number 3. I am one of those annoying people that take note of music whenever you hear it, and then quiz you and ask what your favorite musical track is. So now I'm going to quiz you and ask what your favorite musical track is. Unless you're not inclined to share, or just didn't get the game. Either works.